everyone, Anne from the Sussex Handmade Soap Company here, and somehow we have made it pretty much to the end of January, all bar about a week or so, but we're pretty much there already, and that means that it is time for the last of our February release soaps. And this soap you're seeing us making today will be available to purchase on our website just here from the 1st of February 2021 at midnight. It's a really kind of simple but effective and pretty design that we are doing today. Yeah, we're going with a Taiwan Swirl, which is actually, it looks like one of those designs that's really complicated, but once you actually know the technique and you know how to do it, it's kind of pretty easy to actually achieve. So have a go and let us know how you get on with this technique, because I love hearing how everyone gets on with their own soaps and seeing pictures of everyone else's soaps. So let us know how you get on. And today we are scenting it with a strawberry fragrance oil from Bramble Berry. I think it smells really, really good. I love a strawberry scent, and I love today's scent. I'm going to be honest, it doesn't smell like a freshly picked strawberry from the strawberry fields. It doesn't, but then I don't think that strawberry fragrances ever really smell exactly like a fresh strawberry. What you are getting with this scent is a very stereotypical strawberry bath scent. So you know when you go into the stores and you buy the strawberry shampoo or the strawberry bubble bath, that is the kind of fruity strawberry that today's fragrance oil is giving us. So if you're like me and you enjoy that kind of scent, then this is probably the soap for you. We will be colouring naturally as always, and we will be using Brazilian purple clay, rose clay, activated charcoal and some kaolin clay. And then, yeah, we'll be using the Taiwan Swirl technique, which I shall be showing you in this video, so there's no need to explain it now. So come along and watch us creating our fourth and last February 2021 release soap. So today we have got all of our liquid oils and solid oils melted together, and we have split it down into 4 equal portions, and we're now going to colour each portion. The first is going to be with white kaolin clay, and we are using 3 grams of white kaolin clay in here. The second is going to be with activated charcoal, and we're using 2 grams of activated charcoal in here. And then we've got some nice pink rose clay, 9 grams going in here. And lastly we have got purple Brazilian clay, again 9 grams going in this portion here. And we're going to use the stick blender to disperse these into the oils really well, so that in the final bars there's hopefully no kind of gritty bits or grainy bits or undissolved bits of clay or charcoal left over. So now all the clays and charcoal are nicely dispersed, I'm going to add in our lye water. Our oils and lye for reference are about 115 degrees today, and we're just going to pour the lye into each portion and bring it to a nice light trace today. So, time to stick blend. I'm working with them now one at a time, and I'm just going to bring them all to a nice light trace. So now I've got them all at a nice light trace, it's time to add in our fragrance. We are using a strawberry from Bramble Berry, as I said in the intro to this video. We are using 40 grams of fragrance in total, so we are adding 10 grams of fragrance to each individual portion of the batter. I'm just using the spatula just to get them all mixed in nicely, and then the next step is going to be bringing in the mould and creating our Taiwan Swirl design. And the Taiwan Swirl design it's not too tricky. There's a few kind of technical things that you need to do to make it work, but on the whole it's relatively easy. You do need dividers in your soap mould. We've got some nice plastic ones that we got from Bramble Berry, but before I got those I just used cardboard that I had cut to size. So it is possible to actually create your own dividers with cardboard if you're kind of just using the soap yourself. We upgraded to the plastic ones because we realised we wanted to sell these designs and we wanted to make sure that it was all done kind of nicely and hygienically, really. But if you're just making for yourself and you just want to have a practice, cut up some cardboard, it'll work. Right, let's pull in our mould. So the first thing I thought about when doing this design is what order I actually wanted my colours in. And I've gone with, or I'm going to go with, purple, white, pink, black, because I think that's a nice kind of mix for the colours to be in. I don't want the black and white next to each other because they're very neutral colours, and I don't want the purple and pink next to each other because they're too similar. So yeah, purple, white, pink, black. So what I need to do is take our first colour, which will be the purple. I'm just going to pour a little of it down into this first, I can't think of the word, this first
channel?
Yeah, that works. Pour it into this first channel here.
Reservoir?
Reservoir would also work, yeah. Then I'm going to move on to the white. And because these channels are so narrow, it's not the easiest of things getting all this batter in without spilling. If a little goes over the edge into the next kind of cavity, it's not going to be a major problem, so I'm not too fussed about that. And I'm just kind of sort of half filling them to begin with. I will go back and top them up in a bit. Next is going to be rose clay, and this is why we wanted the batter to be fairly thin and pourable. We have actually thickened up a little bit now, but if it was much thicker than this, then it would be an absolute nightmare trying to pour it all into these individual little cavities. So yeah, the thinner the better for this kind of design, just because it is really difficult pouring it nicely into each chamber. Well, there you go, I've used loads of words for that now. Chamber, cavity, channel, all the C's. Right, lastly, the activated charcoal. This one's pouring really nicely, possibly because it's the last one I actually brought to a trace, so it's had less time to thicken. It is just a case of being very careful and concentrating when you're pouring into cavities this narrow. And because this is pouring so nicely, I'm actually just going to keep going and filling this side up. Right, so I'm going to speed this up now and just show me filling up the rest of these, because it'll probably take me a little while. And it's kind of going to be monotonous if I leave it at one speed, so I'm going to speed it up and you can watch me completely filling the rest of all of these channels up. filled up all the cavities, we're going to give it a shake and a tap down just to level out the top. And now comes the fun bit, which is removing the dividers. And they're a little bit soapy as well. Hang on, I need two hands for this one, hit this side. And I'm just pulling them upwards, carefully, relatively slowly, up and out. And then we get rid of this one. And now the next one, pulling up and out. And then third and finally, pulling this one up and out. And then we're going to do the same with the side pieces as well, just carefully removing them like that. And now it is time to create that nice Taiwan swirl design, and to do that I'm just using a wooden chopstick. I'm going to use the thick end today. Last time I made this one, this is the second time I've made this loaf. Last time I used the thin end. I'm just going to use the thick end now, just to see what, if any, difference it makes. And we begin by just inserting the chopstick down to the base, pulling it down, moving it slightly across, and then pulling it back up, and then across and down, across, back up. And basically we are repeating this pattern and this process the entire way along the soap bar. And as you move, you can see the design starting to come together. And I love seeing this. I just love the way something as simple as a chopstick can actually create such a pretty design. And the nice thing is, something like a chopstick is the kind of thing that a lot of people will have at home. So if you want to give this design a go, do the cardboard divider technique, grab a chopstick, and you're pretty much ready. It doesn't require any major specific tools. So now we've made it to the end of the loaf, and now to finish off we are just going to move the chopstick around the edge of the soap like this. I'm going to do it probably 2 or 3 times just to kind of pull the design around a little. And you can see it pulling and changing the design. Really pretty.
Satisfying.
Once more, it is really satisfying. That's why I'm doing it once more for luck. There we go. And now we just remove the chopstick and we have our Taiwan Swirl design. Really pretty with all of those colours together, I think. And we will come back tomorrow and I will show you how this bar gets cut up, because this does get cut differently to all of our other bars, so the cutting technique is going to be different. So join us tomorrow and I will show you that part. So now it is time to cut this baby up. And remember, as I said earlier, we are going to be cutting this one slightly differently. If we were to cut it down like this, like we cut all of our other soap bars, then we wouldn't get the benefit of this lovely pattern on the top. So we are going to cut differently, and I have marked the bar where I want it to be cut, so I'm going to cut just sort of little chunks off the soap now. And because I'm actually terrible at cutting in straight lines, I've kind of worked out, if I use the soap mould, I know this is a very strange way of doing things, but use the soap mould as a guide for my knife, then I know that I can cut straight. So here we are with 6 nicely chopped straight individual chunks of soap. And just to show you, if we had cut it the normal way, the pattern on the inside would have ended up looking like that, which, to be honest, is quite a pretty sort of pattern, but it is not what we are going for today. So we've now got our 6 chunks of soap, and what do we do to turn them into individual bars? Well, let me show you now. We bring in our soap cutter for starters. So now, to get our bars of soap, we take one of the individual chunks, and all we're going to do is chop it into 2 bars using the soap cutter, because then we do get those nice straight lines, and I don't have to worry about cutting straight or not cutting straight. All I have to worry about is positioning it correctly on the soap cutter. That looks about right. So then I'm going to carefully pull this down. I'm going to hold it in place just because I'm only cutting 2 bars and I don't want them to move as I cut. And this is what the bar looks like on the inside. So we have got that beautiful swirl design there, all of those clays swirling together. Loving the colour scheme. You could turn it up the other way if you wanted to and have the purple on the top, but as you can see we've got the purple, the white, the pink and the black. And if we get that second bar now as well, ooh. So as I was saying, if we get that second bar, then we can place them side by side, and we've got a really pretty little design going on there when you look at them together like that. It's kind of almost hypnotic, kind of like a magic eye or something like that you used to get back in the
90s.
I was going to say early 90s, yeah, around about the 90s. So really happy with today's design. We will be selling these bars individually like this, but I'm tempted to actually do up gift sets in the future and sell them like that because I think that's a really pretty pattern. But that's not something we'll be doing for now. So, happy with today's design, loving the swirl that's come out of it. Yeah, all looking good. So here are our finished Taiwan Swirl strawberry soaps. It's worth noting that the swirl design has come out very differently. I've done a couple of loaves, and the first loaf has come out very swirled like this, and the second loaf, where I used a slightly different technique with the chopstick, has come out with a very different swirled effect. Like so. I think they're still both really pretty, but I wanted to just say that just in case any of you guys go to our shop and wanted to buy one and very much wanted the specific swirl that definitely looked like that, for example, because as you can see the swirls are quite different, so we can't completely guarantee if you were to purchase which swirl you would get because it is completely random. So yeah, important for me to say that. These soaps are going to be available in our shop in our February release on the 1st of February 2021. You can view our shop here and you can use our discount code here as well if you want to purchase some of them. Thank you for watching today's video, and we have some exciting news as well. From this week we are actually releasing some Tuesday videos too, just to show you a little bit more of the behind the scenes going on of our soap business and to chat through a few little business tips and hints and things like that if running a soap making business is something that you guys were interested in doing. It just goes a little bit more in depth to the kind of business side of things and behind the scenes kind of things. So those videos will be going up on Tuesday in addition to our Friday soap making videos. If you do like our videos, please do give us a like and a subscribe and leave us a comment as well. We love hearing what you guys have got to say. Thank you for watching today, and yeah, check out our video on Tuesday if it's your kind of thing. If you're not into the kind of business side of things or behind the scenes, then skip that one and just watch next Friday's instead. We'll see you then. Bye!